All right, guys, welcome back. We've swapped devs. CCP Betic, welcome.
Thank you.
Do you want to tell the viewers exactly what you do and how long have you been with CCP?
It's been a while, almost 7 years, I think.
Almost 7 years.
I'm a senior content developer.
Yes.
Started working as an intern and then slowly climbed my way up.
Yes.
And I am on top now. Very important.
And used to be a painter.
Yeah, house painter.
From painter to spaceships.
Yeah, pretty
like
much.
that.
Yeah, it's same but different.
So, content developer, what do you do at CCP?
I design dungeons, for example.
Yeah.
If you've done any mission or exploration site, I probably did something regarding that.
Mm-hmm.
And these days I'm working on Team 5.0, and we did the tutorial, and I think it just hit Sissy yesterday even, or Thursday. And we're just finishing that off, and that's going to be shipped in the beginning of August, which is pretty good.
It looks very, very cool.
I think it's going to be a good improvement. Like we simplified things a little bit and made it more freeform.
And there's like pointers, so when you're in space
there's
and you need
stuff
to do
in
something,
space now.
it goes like this way, stupid.
Yeah, and also like helpful hints now. You hover over a
Yes.
module, you get like statistics of optimal and then fall off. So you don't have to go show info, start calculating Excel and things like that.
Yes, it's good for me.
Be able to get your range without having to open up the tactical overlay every time.
Yep.
The easier the better.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the match. For a while, it didn't really look like anything was happening. And then it just like, whoosh. What happened?
The one side was jamming, the other side was running away. It was just a case of the Sleipnirs weren't able to catch up to the 100 MN Tengus until they got right near the edge of the arena. And then one Tengu went right out, got destroyed by CCP Srigs, and then the rest had to turn around, take 2 sharp turns. They flew right towards the edge of the arena with 100 MN Tengus, which is not a good idea.
I think Brickstar was doing pretty good until they ran out of the arena. They got a little too
I
close
think
to
they would have won if they had,
edge of glory.
Like they had taken out those Griffins. They were doing an excellent job of just picking off a few things, getting some kinks in the armor of the ECM team. But then with that Tengu loss and then everything else, getting up close to them, they just fell apart.
I was biting my fingernails. I thought that was going to be the first match that I called wrong of the second half. But luckily Brick Squad screwed up and kept me right. So thanks, Brick Squad.
Yeah, but like they lost a Jaguar as well. They lost 2 ships to boundary violations. That's not.
But that second Jaguar was so late, it didn't really matter at that time. But that tank was like, ooh, but 10-15% of the damage is gone. And like,
But
and
like,
one ship that doesn't need to get jammed anymore.
Yeah, but isn't it a little bit surprising to see?
To see people fly out of the ring. I think we've been seeing it enough in the tournament that I don't think it's that surprising. Especially, it's easy for us to sit here and look and say, oh yeah, just don't fly outside of the ring. But those pilots are trying to look at a million different things and make a million different decisions all at once. And it's just one more thing that you got to multitask for. And if you forget it for a second,
Isn't
you
it a very
die.
fundamental thing to be able to do, though?
It is, but it's a hard thing to practice. Sometimes when you're practicing, you don't have people watching that exact range, so you don't know if you slip out.
Yeah, right.
And it's just something that, like, it's a lot of multitasking involved. And like Laz said, with 100 MN Tengus, you just can't turn very well. So you get going towards it, and then he may have realized he was going out a good 6 or 7 seconds before he did it, but then just couldn't stop.
Yeah.
and spaceships want to be free. So.
Well, I mean, I've never been caught by a boundary violation.
Oh, wow.
That's never happened
You
to
are
me.
somewhat of an expert.
I know. All right, let's look. I think that was another group concluded. Let's just look at the standings for this group, see where we're at. So that was Group F being wrapped up, Raiden and Darkseid being on top. That was almost what I had. I had Evoke and Raiden, but I'll take Raiden, who, of course, aren't disbanded. It was just CCP Shrieks feeding me bad information. On the topic of CCP Shrieks, if you do like dubstep and all the music we've been listening to in the commercials, CCP Shrieks is a rather well-known dubstep DJ here on Iceland and has personally been choosing all the tracks. So if you like dubstep, go ahead and do a shout out to CCP Shrieks on the Alliance tournament forums. He loves it. So anyway,
Direct all your posts on the forums to CCP Shrieks.
Yes. Yeah. All right, so these ECM teams and kind of the snowball effect, do they have a more apparent breaking point? Like there seems to be some cutoff, like the more you lose, the more ECM you lose, and the more kind of the team falls apart. Is there like a bigger failure snowball effect on them than other teams?
We were talking about that this morning. We were talking about ECM teams. They're a house of cards. And if everything is working properly right at the beginning of the match, they'll slowly, they usually have less DPS, so it takes a little bit longer, but they'll slowly pick away at the enemy until they win. But if they miss a couple of those early jams, lose a couple of those ECM ships right off the bat, the entire effectiveness of the team
With
falls
ECM
apart.
teams, you get a snowball effect either way. So if the ECM team is starting to lose ships, then not only is their effectiveness dropping, but the DPS of their opponents is going up at the same time. And if the other team starts losing ships, then the jams become more effective. So whichever team starts to lose those ships early, with the exception of this one. We did see those Griffins, as we see up on the screen. Griffins, they're an excellent ship for only 2 points. You can get a lot of jamming out of them. We have also been seeing more Molluses than carries. Again, at 2 points, they're a great value for sensor dampening, for reducing the range of their opponents.
I love that. I love Tech 1 frigates.
Don't think we've seen any Vigils, have we?
We've seen Vigils.
we've seen
Oh,
Vigils.
yeah. Where we see Vigils is with Tier 3 battlecruisers, so that they can hit with their large guns, and with Tengu teams, so that they can hit, especially ham Tengus, they can hit against small targets.
Yeah, right.
Get those laser pointers out.
So for those teams that really have a hard time killing frigates, you throw a couple of Vigils in, usually 1 or 2, only 2 or 4 points, and it can up the DPS of your team a lot.
All right.
But even though the ECM teams tend to be either kind of all or nothing, wins or losses, the second half matches that we've seen so far today haven't been quite as one-sided as they were this morning.
No.
Even when we watched the ECM team last time, it was still kind of up in the air until that Tengu ran out of bounds.
So sit down, jam, wait for someone to run out of bounds.
Cross your fingers.
Yeah, that's a tactic. All right. Gypsy Band versus Percussive Pizza Time Diplomacy. Who do you think?
Oh, I love the name Percussive Pizza Time Diplomacy. But Gypsy Band, formerly a Russian alliance known as Rebellion, they've been good friends of mine for a long time. So Gypsy Band, I got you this time.
And Gypsy Band has had a good team this year. I'm going with them as well.
I have to take impressive name team.
I'm going to go with Gypsy Band because they're really good and they do have a very good commercial running pretty much all the time. So let's see.
Space Hobos.